the unit, 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 the unit.
What's up, you bunch of crazy guys and dolls? Don't ask me why I looked up there anyway, because that's not where my camera is. Yeah, I just started looking in the complete wrong place. But I've moved things around in here a little bit, so maybe that's why. Maybe I just got confused. Yeah, because my laptop is in a slightly different position than it usually is. So I look directly above my laptop, which is where the camera still is, but the laptop isn't. If that makes any sense to you. I don't know, will it? Because it barely makes sense to me. But yeah, I used to have a little desk in front of me. But what I did was I took the top off that desk and sliced a bit off the back of it and stuck it to the wall. And now I made like a kind of a floating shelf thing. So now I have more room for activities. Look at that, look. Fucking look how much I can stretch out. My leg is stretched out. My arm is stretched out. My hat. Everything's just stretched out. You know what I mean? But yeah, a bit of inside information for you anyway. I'm bollocksed anyway. I don't know about you. But let me hear you say that I am bollocksed. B-O-L-L-I-X-D. I know that's not how to spell it or anything like, but it's close enough and it fits into the song like that. But come here, I'm here and I'm having a cappuccino, right? A large one. Large, frank and honest, which is my favourite. It's one of my favourite breakfasts. But when I was filling it up in the machine, I looked at it and it said, do you want oat milk or dairy milk? I was like, I could really go for a bar of chocolate right now. No, but I was thinking like dairy is the one like that I'd always get. And oat, I wonder what oat is like. And then I was standing there and I was looking at the machine and I was thinking, oat. Like, now I know oat milk is a thing and everything, but I never thought into it too much, you know. I was like, how? That wouldn't taste milky. I was thinking, you know. And I was like, yeah, but is that good? I wonder. Because, like, you know, sometimes when you're drinking a coffee and you just get that kind of a bit of a dairy kind of a taste off it, like, and then I'm like, yeah, do I like that or do I not? Or what about if I get the coffee taste with, like, something slightly different, which is, like, oat milk or whatever. So then I said, yeah, fuck it, I'll try it. And lads, if you haven't tried it, give it a go. I don't know what the benefits are or anything like that. I don't know, is it better for you or it could be worse for you? I don't know. But it's nice anyway. It really is. And I have my my mystery Muscatool as well. Can of boost. Oh boy, that's a mystery Muscatool. That will help us later. I really need to put that on my soundboard. There's a lot of things I need to put on my soundboard actually. See, it's a bollocks to put things onto it because what I have to do is I have to get a video. I have to trim the video to where I want, to the bit that I want. Then I have to convert it into an audio file. Then I have to send that to my laptop. Then I've to add it from the laptop into the soundboard software. And yeah, I don't know. It's just every time I go to start recording, I'm like, I never put anything else on the soundboard. And I don't know, I like it. I like the idea of having a soundboard there. I'd love to have like a physical soundboard, but this is just like an on-screen one that I have. And by the time I get set up and everything else, and then I think of like, oh, what about the soundboard? And then be just kind of like
2 hours later.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to be spending too much time fucking around with things like that. That's stuff that I need to do during the week, but I'm just not doing during the week. Do you know what I mean? But I saw a fella, right, at 7:31 this morning, walking down the road. And what was he doing? Tell me what he was doing. Go on, guess. Pause the podcast, take a picture of it, and go send it to me on one of my socials at Walshunit. Lads, I'm trying now to put a push on for Instagram, right? Because I think if you get a good Instagram following, then you get kind of recognised a bit more. Not like recognised by people, but recognised as like an eligible, proper, like a proper online presence if you have a big Instagram following, I think, rather than TikTok. Because sometimes it's just like, fucking Ruby has followed you, or Ruby has liked your video, and then it will say in brackets 56,000 likes, And you're like, oh, she must be funny or something. And you just click in, and it's just some girl. I'm thinking, like, what? How did you get all those followers? Like, what's going on? Do you know? So I think it's a bit easier on TikTok to build up the following. I'm not saying it's simple, but you see, when you're actually trying to build a following, it's very hard. Whereas some people are just like, oh, look, a dog. Let's walk near it. And then they're like, oh, 89,000 followers, you know? So I want to try. I'm after hitting 20K on TikTok, and I'm very happy with that. And like, it's been ages since I started TikTok, but I suppose I'm only kind of putting my focus into all this stuff since after Christmas, since I started the podcast. I was just making sure to have more of an online presence and just keep posting regularly, and that they're both the same thing basically. But anyway, so will you follow my socials? Head to Instagram first of all and give me a follow at Walshunit. All the socials are at Walshunit, and TikTok is at Walshunit41. But the fella, so have you figured out what the fella was doing at 7:31 a.m. while walking down the street? Yeah, he was eating a pizza. 7:31 a.m. eating a pizza walking down the road, right? So I was looking, I was like, that's just mad cunt just walking. No, even if it was 5 o'clock in the evening, right? And he's walking down the road on his own eating a pizza. I was just about to say at 7:31 in the morning, but if it's 5 o'clock in the evening, it's not 7:31 in the morning. So even if it was that time and he's walking along eating a pizza, I'd be like, watch him just walking along eating a pizza. Do you know, not even drunk, like. And this was at 7:31, and I was thinking, that's funny, like, because he was just like walking along with the pizza box open like a Bible or something, you know, and he was just eating out of it and just strolling down the road. And I thought, that's mad. But I know there's a 24/7 pizza shop there at the top of Henry Street, and that's the direction he was coming from. So, and obviously that's where he got it from. And I was thinking, what a mad cunt, like. And then I was like, you know what? I'd eat that now. I'd eat a pizza now. And I was thinking what I'd like on my pizza. And I dare kind of half nearly judging your man. But not judging him, like, but you know what I mean? Kind of thinking that he was a bit mad, like. Well, sure, we all are, like, in Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm after coming down with something. It's nearly gone. And as I said before, I don't like coming down with something. I'd much rather coming up with something, because then you have a good idea, and good ideas are good, you know. I'm swinging around on the chair here now, and I just want to check and make sure that I'm in a decent position. Yeah, do you know, if you press the laptop next to where the pad is, it doesn't do anything. I'm just after figuring that out there now, because I'm pure tick. But no, I'm fairly in the middle of the screen. Not to be fair, you're probably looking, going, "Who's your man? What's the story with him? Where's your beard?" Ha 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 ha. But my beard is stone divine shorter compared to how it usually is. So yeah, but I'll just, what I do is I always, just looking at this tripod is set up there for no reason. I always shave my beard like once a year at least, and then I'm just like, no, grow it back straight away. And like every single time, I just do the same thing, and that's what I did this time. So I took the guard off the machine and turned the blade jockey up to the last, you know, so that it's the longest, not blade kind of a thing. And I did that and shaved my whole face with it, and then I turned it down to the last and shaved like my tasher area, because that usually gets darker, and then it looks like I just have a pure tasher, and I'm not even about that life, like, do you know what I mean? Don't think I could pull it off. I posted asking, no, where did I post it? Can't remember. Oh, is it a Snapchat filter or something? I sent it to people, or I posted it saying, what would this tasher look like on me? And everyone was like, oh my God, don't do it, and all this. But I do what I want, like, you know. You're not my daddy, and you don't pay any of my bills. So mind your business. What's that out of? What film is that out of? Put it in the comments. Lad, you're slacking with the old. No, in fairness, I'm slacking with the comments as well, right? But I need ye to be asking me questions and stuff, because it makes for better content. Like, I know I can come in here and just spill out what's in my brain, and it'll spill out of your speakers and spill into your ear, and you can hear it then, and that's good. That's all well and good, but I think it'd be more entertaining if you sent me a little bit more content to use on the podcast. Now, I'm after realising that I have a voice note again that I haven't used, and I'm now looking at my second microphone and not the camera. The camera's there, and I'm looking next to it at my second microphone, which is for having guests, which I will be having again, because it was a good laugh with Stooge, and I will like to have more people on as well. But what was I gonna say? 1 second. Oh, was I gonna go in? I got a message somewhere, and it looked like it was for the pod, so I didn't click into it. It might have been a message request or something like that. So give me 1 second now, because I'm only after realising that I have this. So bear with me, because it might be a bit entertaining for you. Oh yeah, there was boxing on last night, and after clicking into Instagram. Do you know Instagram at Walshunit? I just clicked in there, and I just saw a clip of boxing, and I don't know what's going on. So requesters. No, it's not in there. Is it in my TikTok requesters, or is it in my... I know it was in a request somewhere. No. Fuck it anyway. No. I'm not going to spend ages now looking for this. Oh, wait. Is it him? Yeah. Listening to no, so this. I just want to make sure that this is okay to read out. Then again, he said he was listening to the episode of my pod, so what do they expect? You know what I mean? What I'll do is I'll read it out, but I won't say his name, and then I'll decide at the end if I should say his name or not, yeah? How's that? So, how are things? I was listening to the newest pod, and you were on about ripped jeans in an interview. Had to send you this. I was in an airport lounge last summer. Oh yeah, last summer, so it's well gone now. Like, you know, people can't say like, oh, that was me, or that was my uncle and he's dead. You're like, what you mean? He was just there in front of me 2 minutes ago. Yeah, but he died from your video. That I find that I was only talking to somebody else who creates content now. They have a fucking massive following compared to me. And they sent me a Snapchat yesterday, and I was like, do you know what? I fucking love if you would post stuff like that on your story. And it was harmless, do you know what I mean? It wasn't anything bad, but it was just like, people are very quick to be like, oh, that was my uncle in the picture. And you're like, yeah, but I wasn't taking the piss out of him. He just happened to be the person in the picture, do you know what I mean? And it's stupid. But anyway, Airport Lounge last summer, and this fella was all chat on a Zoom call about business, numbers, and all that crack. Professional out. Looked up anyway and saw his pants were absolutely... Oh, lads. Looked up anyway and saw his pants were in absolute smithereens. Lucky he had jocks on. Oh my God, lads. Man, there is... Oh, no. Yeah, I can't get... Yeah, he has jocks on and everything. So I'm going to hold the phone up to the screen for a minute. This fella is sitting across from your man, and your man is just sitting up with the laptop on his lap, right? And the middle of your man's jeans, just like I described in my video, are just gone. If he didn't have jocks on, he would just be flapping inside in the airport, right? And there's a big hole, so the whole lot is gone, and then there's just one strip of jean just going down the middle. Like, not a seamy bit where it's all stitched. That's still there. And on the left and the right of it, there's nothing. There's just space. There's Star Trek Deep Space Nine or whatever it's called. But I'm going to hold it up to the camera. Yeah, there's nothing on the screen. But I don't know if you're going to be able to... Yeah, you can. See it perfectly. Fucking hell, I never knew you could do that. Look at that! Check it out. Have you ever seen anything like that? What the...
Look at that fucking thing. What's that?
Man, what the fuck? That is mad. Worst thing is, the airport lounge cost about £90 in Heathrow. He should have went off and bought some new pants instead of paying that entry fee. Yeah, 100%. What? He was just out in public with his bollocks just getting breezed out of it. And you know what? That was a long time. Yeah, I don't know. Look, I won't mention your man's name just in case because I don't know if he wanted me to mention his name or not. But yeah, thanks very much for that message. I was like, thanks very much for that message, Barry, and like, or gave his full name and everything, or his username. But no, yeah. See, that's the type of shit that I need, lads. I need. I'd like to have a section like where I go through all stuff like that. You know what I mean? And yeah, it'd be good. I think it'd be entertaining. But man, something has to fall over every week, doesn't it? It just does. Did you notice my shelf? I've all different things on the shelf. Well, not different, but like some different things. I have my 35 in one, my kind of berry boost. Yeah, you can see all the stuff. You can see all the stuff. But yeah, I did a little bit of an overhaul and a tidy up and all that kind of jazz in here the other day. So yeah, I'm happy with that layout now. I think it looks a bit tidier. And sure, look, I can reintroduce stuff as well and take stuff out and put stuff in and little nuggets of nostalgia here and there. It's all of mine. But yeah, I'm going to I'm going drinking my oat milk cappuccino again. But yeah, it's actually fucking nice, lads. Give it a go. Anyone who drinks cappuccino. But you see, when I was looking at the screen, right, on the coffee machine, I was thinking, oat milk, dairy, wow. And I clicked the oat button and I was just about to go ahead with that. And I thought, will I get this one or will I not? And then my head was going like, wait a minute. If you get this one and you like it, you're just going to obsess over it and you're just going to need this one every time. And then if you go to a place and they don't have that option or it tastes a little bit different, you will feel sad. Because stupid minor inconveniences and things that you don't get that you like or that you want are just minor things now, not big hard things that are hard to get, just little minor things like fucking a bar of chocolate or the fact that your Bluetooth, when you're driving and your Bluetooth just doesn't connect and then you have to listen to fucking Lizzo for 10 minutes. It's about that time. In a minute, I'm in a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. Feeling fussy, walking in my Balenciagas, trying to pick out the fabulous. I don't want to listen to that when I'm driving around. I want to listen to fucking podcasts, right? So, yeah, and when stuff like that happens, it makes me feel sad. Not even like, it doesn't make me feel like fucking stupid thing and they don't even have that in the shop. I will just stand there and look at the machine and be like, in my head, I'm going like, what do you mean you don't have oat milk? What do you mean you don't have that thing you like? I like. I used to go into a place and I used to get overnight oats in the morning time 3 times a week, right? And they don't do it anymore. And every time I'm passing that place, well, not every time, maybe twice a week now, I'll walk in, I'll look at the fridge where that stuff used to be. They used to have granola and fruit, and they used to have overnight oats. And then they'd have like pineapple chunks and stuff like that, so I used to buy them as well. And they don't even do the granola and fruit and stuff anymore. But I'll walk in and I look into the fridge and I go, what am I supposed to get now? Even though I know they don't do them. I'll just stand there feeling a little bit sad because they don't have the thing that I wanted in the fridge. You know what I mean? But anyway, Shang story lart. I was thinking if I get not hooked, but if I get into a routine of getting oat milk in my cappuccino, come here and I tell you, does it bother you that I'm moving, spinning in a chair? I did so many episodes with a solid, like fucking static chair, and now I have like a freelance chair that can move around the place. I'm taking advantage of it. So tell me if that bothers you, Willie, or anything that bothers you. Just like as long as you're nice to me, don't be a prick or a female prick. But though a prick, a female prick, Ray, a drop of golden sun. So anyway, I decided, no, just try it. You'll be fine. And now I like it. And now I feel like that this is going to be my thing. Because I just have things. Do you know what I mean? I just have things that I try and things that I like. And then when I can't do those things, minor little things now, or have those minor little things, then it makes me feel shitty. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen to me with oat milk coffee. Oat milk coffee, is that what it's called? Oat milk cappuccino. But what else? So I was going to say something now. I feel like I think I finished everything that I was talking about there, didn't I? I don't think I like started on something and then started singing songs and stuff and forgot to finish it, did I? I don't know. I might have. But yeah, I'd like that pizza now your mama's having, to be honest with you. And it's still early. It's still early in the morning. Like, no, it's not 7:31 anymore because I didn't start recording while I was driving up the road, you get me? But I would like that pizza, your man has now, because I'm just fucking fat. Do you know? Like, you might not look at me and go, look at that fat fella. Do you know? But like, I feel fat and I have a belly and I have ditties and I don't like them, but I like food and I'm constantly chasing dopamine hits by stopping and getting coffees and getting taters and getting bars and fucking bullshit that I don't want or need because it makes me feel happy. And that is making me feel fat and that is making me feel not happy. So it's a vicious circle, isn't it? It is a vicious circle, isn't it? Not a vicious cycle. Because I've heard both. And I think it is a vicious circle because it's going around in a circle. Like in that film with Adam Sandler in it. What is it? He's like, it's a circle. What was that again? I can't remember. But anyway, I want the pizza. I'm not going to get the pizza. Still early in the morning. I am going to cook a dinner today because it's Easter Sunday. I forgot. Happy Easter to ya. Happy Easter to ya. The amount of people who text me about this, so this is a macaroon. Yeah. Macaroon. Yeah, I think I remember people calling it macaron years ago. But yeah, I found this in Dunn's, this little gem, and everyone was texting me, where'd you get that? And I was thinking, oh, it's not just me who thinks it's cool that they have these, but I keep forgetting about Easter. I had my Easter egg, my one Easter egg, and my daughter's Easter eggs in here on my podcast chair, just put away out of the way. And I keep forgetting every time I looked in, I was like, oh yeah, Easter. But yeah, so it's Easter today. But yeah, one of the eggs, listen to this. Did I mention this already? I feel like I might have because I bought one of the eggs for her about 2 weeks ago or something like that. But one of the eggs that I got is a Lindor, Lindor, isn't it? Pistachio Easter egg. And I was like, oh, that's fucking trending at the moment. So I'll get that. No, but the pistachio and Dubai stuff is nice, like, do you know what I mean? So I said, look, I'll get her one of them, like a good egg. And then, good egg. And then I'll get her like one or two fucking filler eggs, we'll call it. Do you know the way? Not the way you get like the main Christmas present and then you get other stuff on the side, you know? Just to build it up a little bit. But I thought that's what I'll do anyway. So I was just about to scan the Easter egg at the till in Dunn's and I looked at the egg and I said, one milk chocolate egg and pistachio chocolates or something like that. So it's a plain blank egg with no trace of pistachio in it, and it's in a big green box to make it look pistachio-ish, and then it's just a normal egg. They're fucking, yeah, they caught me out big time, boy. So I got her that, and I got her a dame one, which I cannot adjust to. Are you able to call a dime bar a dame? And the younger people know, like, what do you mean a dime bar? It's a dame bar. No, it's not a dame bar. It's a dime bar, all right? And dime is a way better name than dame. Stupid. That's like fucking trying to say, like, oh, will you get me a Twax? A fucking Twax after calling it a Twix for so long. Do you get me? Or like a fucking, will you get me a Mars bar? A Mars bar? What do you want about? It's a fucking Mars bar. No, I'll have to change it to Mars bar. Get me a Mars bar, a Twix, a bottle of Sprat. What else do you want? Get me, what was it called again? I don't know. Get me other stuff with names that are slightly changed. Like change it fully, like a Boost and a Moro, do you know what I mean? I still hate the fact that they're called a Boost. I just want more. I feel pure shit. I just want Moros back, like. Well, yeah, so I got her a mini egg, and it's in a big, like, proper looking box, you know? It's not the shitty fucking, I think this one has mini eggs in the chocolate. Remember there used to be a fucking mug with every fucking Easter egg. Be like a toffee crisp Easter egg with a mug, or a mini eggs Easter egg with a mug, and you'd be just drinking out of it then for about 3 days because you got a new mug. But the mug is only about that size, then you'd barely fit a portion of garlic into it, like, you know what I mean? But I still never did my Pringles experiment. So you don't want to check how much is in a tube of Pringles and how much is in a big bag of potatoes. But what I said, like, for new people listening, what I said before was that I'm going to get a tube of Pringles and I'm going to get like a big share bag of like Mighty Munch or whatever. Same, yeah, Mighty Munch, Monster Munch. What? Why do they keep changing everything? Like, Mighty Munch, Monster Munch. They're called Mighty Munch now, aren't they? Why, like? And then they have monsters on the bag still. Like, why aren't they not called Monster Munch? It's fucking ridiculous. Everything is changing and I just stay the same. So yeah. But what Easter eggs did you get? Put it in the comments. Put something in the comments anyway, right? Just keep on commenting and keep on following me on all of the stuff. But yeah, so what I was saying was, I wanted the pizza. But like, do you ever eat something that's meant to be for the middle of the day or the evening time, whatever, early? And like, you still just like, you're like, oh, this is decent. But like, you just feel bad about it or something like that because you know that it's 12 o'clock and you're having a fucking 4 on or whatever. Or a garlic cheese chip or something. Yeah, where did I get a garlic cheese chip before? Pure early in the day. And oh, wait a minute now. Garlic cheese chip is what we call it in Limerick, right? A garlic cheese chip. Yeah. And even I'm fully sure on the signs and the chippers would say garlic cheese chip or something like that. But you know, in Cork, for example, now I don't know what it's like anywhere else in the country. But what do you call a garlic cheese chip? Because I call it a garlic cheese chip. Do you know what they call it down in Cork? Chips, cheese, garlic. Chips, cheese, garlic. I cannot. No. I just can't. And if I'm in Cork, I'll go out of my way. I'll make it my business to get a garlic cheese chip just so I can say, hi, can I get a garlic cheese chip, please? And then they're going to be going like, oh, it's kind of different, boy. It's a fucking chips, cheese, garlic, boy. And I'm like, no, it's a garlic cheese chip. Like, it's a chip with garlic and cheese on it. So it's a garlic cheese chip. It's just like a fucking, like a blue and red car. It's a car that's blue and red. Do you know? So it's can I get a blue and red car? Garlic cheese chip. Yeah, that way. Can I get a blue and red car? And they'd be like, what? No, this is car blue red. Like, it's not car blue red. It's a fucking blue and red car. Garlic chip and cheese. Or garlic cheese chip. Garlic chip and cheese. Garlic chip and cheese. Yeah, that's even better. Garlic chip and cheese, but a garlic cheese chip. Yeah, it's a fucking garlic chip. But I'll never call it chips, cheese, garlic anyway. No, can't. Yeah, can I get a dough tomato cheese, please? What, you mean a pizza? Yeah, but we're in Cork. So when in Cork, a dough tomato cheese, please. Can I get a 9-inch dough tomato cheese? They'd be looking at you going like, get out. You're barred. I mean, they'd fucking bait the hell off you. So yeah, I just think everyone is mad except for me. But I think we kind of know that that's not necessarily true, don't we? Yeah, I think we do. But people are still sending me Snapchats of drugs. So that's good. It's not good, like, because I do not care about what drugs you're taking. Like, it's all they want to me. Like, I got another snap the other day off a random person, and they were just like kind of saying what was going on in their life, and I was like, this message isn't for me anyway. Like, this is just for whoever. And then it turned into like a Snapchat of like multiple different types of drugs. I don't know what, I won't even get into it too much because I don't want to. Yeah, it's all the one to me, like, you know what I mean? But I don't want people to be going like, oh, that was fucking, you know, who'd you call it? But like, okay, so you got a bag of weed. That don't impress me much. So you got the weed, but do you got the touch? Like, I don't know. And like, I'd say something if it was a fucking an 18-year-old or something like that. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, I'm mad, I smoke joints. Like, and you're like, all right, man, fucking work away, like. But you're not mad. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so you got a bag of weed and coke and fucking tablets and stuff. That don't impress me much. So you got a bag of weed and coke and tablets, but you got the touch? Now don't send me that because I'll delete you all night. That won't keep you warm on the long, cold, lonely nights. I hope you're listening to this somewhere where it's not in your earphones or something like that. Like if it's in your car or something, and then someone is looking at you going, why are they listening to like a really bad fucking singer? They'll just think you're listening to like an independent artist on SoundCloud. With SoundCloud, your listens directly benefit independent artists, paying them more based on your listens. Why do you listen to me? Why do you even watch this podcast? Or why do you listen to this podcast? This shit. Gammy, like there's other podcasts that are like, okay, and tell me where you think the turning point in your life was, and why you chose to go down the road that you went down, that bad dark road. Just expand on that a little bit, and just explain to me how you got there and how you came to that point in your life, that crossroads that you feel like you do you know what I mean? That's what other podcasts are like. And then my podcasts are like, well, lads, I'm tired. Did you ever get a roll? Well, boys, come here. Did you ever go to a Deli? And you're like, yeah. And then people are texting me going, yeah, that was a brilliant episode. I can't wait for next week. Why? Stupid. Like, I think if I didn't have any feedback and people telling me like, oh, I love the podcast and this and that and everything, I think I'd just be like, nah, this is stupid. There's no point. People don't want to hear about the Deli that I was at the other day. I'm going to have to get my fucking Googling glasses on now in a minute, right? Or my ChatGPT glasses. So, I was at a Deli the other day and there was a fella in front of me. So when someone is in front of you at the deli, you're standing next to him, kind of, right? So he was like, no, he wasn't Irish. I don't know where he was from, but he was just calling out all the stuff that he wanted. And you know the way sometimes when English isn't somebody's first language and there's like an inconvenience or something like that, they don't really know how to. Sometimes they don't know how to get it across that no, this is what I want and whatever, or they won't. They might not know like how to ask why it is a certain way or whatever, so they just won't say anything. They might be awkward because it might be hard for them to get it out, or they might not even know what words to use or whatever, right? So his English was all right, like, you know, he could name out all the things that he wanted. So he said, I want a roll, and I want this, and I want that, and I want cheese, and I want, I think he said onions, and this and that, whatever. So then he goes, and tuna. And your mom was like, tuna? And he was like, yeah. So she was like, all right, scooped in the tuna. And then he goes, and can I have some hot chicken as well? And your mom was like, oh, I can't give you hot chicken with tuna. And so first of all, I was thinking, oh, yeah, because it's absolutely disgusting. And that's why she can't give it, because like it's rotten and she'll vomit making a roll like that. But I don't think that's why. I think it must be something to do with contamination or something like that. Or cooked. Was it hot food and cold food together? No. Was it? No. Was it hot meat and cold meat together? I don't know. Oh, yeah. I'm going to look it up. But, so what happened was, I was, sorry, coming up with something. But I was standing there. Why is the microphone up? Fucking the roof. But I was standing there next to your man. And your one goes, so I'm standing here next to your man. We'll say not that close, but I can't. I'll go off camera, so I have to be this close. So we'll say I'm standing here next to your man. And your one goes, I'm sorry, I can't give you chicken with the tuna. And you know what your man? No, I'm your man. I'm your man, and this is me. This is me next to me, right? So I'm your man looking, and you the viewer, you're the deli woman, right? So I'm your man looking at you, and this person here next to me that's not a person is me, right? So I'm looking at the deli woman, and the deli woman, you, goes, oh, I can't give you tuna with hot chicken. And you know what your man did? He just started looking at me. Just staring, just looking over at me. And then he'd look back at the deli woman for a second, then he'd just look back at me again. Like, he wouldn't even give a full look at the deli woman. He'd just give a little kind of like he'd be looking over at me, and then he'll kind of look back at the deli woman, and then the second he sees her, he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not looking at her, she won't give me what she wants, so I look back at this fella. And it was like he was looking for me as if to say, can you believe this shit? And I was kind of thinking, yeah, but it's rotten, like. So I was just kind of looking at him, and then I'd kind of look away, and then I can see him in the corner of my eye, and he's still looking at me. I'm thinking, like, man, it's not my fault you wanted a fucking disgusting roll and she won't give it to you. What's going on, do you know? And, yeah, what? Oh, yeah. So, where am I? Okay, here. Where's my glasses? Wait a minute, I'm going to open up my mystery Mosca tool as well. Try and get off my face for the episode, know what I mean? With a kind of berry boost. Oh, yeah. Get it in, Joe. I was just about to sit there then without picking up my phone. So. Where are we? So, why can the fella who I saw at Deli get tuna, what's called, with hot chicken on a roll together? The woman just, not hussed, because that's not a word, just said, no, I can't do that. So, short answer, you didn't do anything wrong. Okay, I definitely didn't do anything wrong anyway, because this has nothing got to do with me. I'm just asking a question, right? So, you didn't do anything wrong. It's almost certainly down to the shop's rules or the staff member you got. What? Here's what's probably going on. Food safety rules. Some delis have strict policies about not mixing hot and cold foods in the same roll. But cheese is cold. Cheese is cold. It's in the cold section and it goes into the fucking... Butter is cold. Everything is cold apart from the hot stuff, obviously. But cold items like tuna mayo are kept chilled. Hot items like chicken fillets are kept above a certain temperature. Mixing them can technically break food safety guidelines, especially in places that are strict about inspections. Different workers enforce rules differently. The fella you saw might have been more relaxed. The woman you spoke to, I didn't speak to anyone. Don't be trying to say I spoke to anyone, because I didn't speak to no one. The woman you spoke to might stick strictly to policy or has been told off before. Cross-contamination concerns. Tuna, especially mayo-based, and hot meats can raise concerns about bacteria growth when temperatures mix. Okay, why didn't you say that in the first place? That makes more sense. That's what I was thinking about cross-contamination or something like that, right? Bacteria growth, temperature mix, allergens, fish and meat prep areas sometimes separated. Oh, yes, okay. Some delis have unofficial, we don't do that combinations, even if they could. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like when you go into a certain place and you ask them for a double cheeseburger, I'm like, sorry, you don't do it. I'm like, okay, I know you don't do it, but I'll pay for the extra burger. Just put it in, please. Do you know? Ask, could you put the tuna on after the chicken? Sometimes phrasing helps. Or order separately. Yeah, but would that not be... Yeah, but would that combo not be disgusting? And that's exactly what I'm saying. Look, I can't see it. Come on, focus. Focus. Fire guns, we don't need someone to lean on. Oh, yeah. would that combo not be disgusting? I'm going to send it and see. Honestly, it sounds a bit chaotic. Think about it. Tuna mayo, cold, creamy, slightly tangy. Hot chicken, warm, savoury, usually crispy or seasoned. Vomit. The mixture of hot, cold, creamy and savoury is actually something loads of foods do on purpose. It's basically the same idea as chicken sandwiches with coleslaw, hot chicken with mayo-based sauces, even things like sushi rolls are filled with tempura and cold fillings. The only reason it feels wrong is because tuna is usually on its own at Deli. The real question is texture and balance. If the chicken is crispy, it could be unreal. What? If it's soggy, loads of mayo, yeah, sliding into it. Oh, lads. So, it's mad that fucking ChatGPT just talks to me like the way I talk to it. So it says, the real question is texture and balance. If the chicken is crispy, could be unreal. Unreal, no, ChatGPT is saying, right? If it's soggy, plus loads of mayo, yeah, sliding into disgusting territory fast. Lads, I swear to God, that's what it says. Where? Come on, man. Watch it there. Disgusting territory, like. Thanks, Chat GPT. I love you up on your back. Steady on now. I'll take the love, but we'll keep it PG. Glad I could help though. If you do end up trying tuna and chicken combo, I'm expecting a full review, like if it's a Michelin experience. Why would you want to fucking go out? ChatGPT, you little pervert, you. But yeah, there's the question anyway that everyone wanted answered, know what I mean? Well, everyone being in me, like. But yeah, it wouldn't be for me anyway. Does that not sound disgusting? Like tuna. But then again, I've heard of chicken tuna. Oh, but when you get chicken tuna, usually, because I've definitely heard of a chicken tuna something. Now, I wouldn't be a big fish man because I'm human. I'm not Aquaman. But that just, I don't know. Something about that just doesn't sit right with me. Like, yeah, it's definitely the hot and cold thing, I think. But then again, it's the fish and chicken thing. It's the whole lot. It's just fucking.
I'm not being one bit funny, Natalie. There's a smell of social services off you.
Also, I went to Domino's on a Monday night. Was it? What day is it? No, it wasn't Monday gone. I think it was the Monday before, right? So there was people in front of me. Or they behind me. Oh yeah, no, I was after ordering and I went over and sat down and they were ordering then. So fucking hell. See, what happens to me is I'm gonna have to stop telling people stories that I'm gonna tell on the podcast because and they're kinda going like, wait, I already remember these words leaving my mouth. So maybe I already told you on the pod. But then I might have just been sending someone a voice note or telling a friend in person or something like that. And it fucks me up. But yeah, so I got my pizza, or I ordered my pizza, and then these two younger people came in, a boy and a girl, and your mum was like, yeah, can I get this and this and this? And they were like, your mum was like, yeah, and then he was like, and spicy. Your mum was like, what spicy? He was like, spicy. He was like, yeah, but what spicy? You want jalapenos? He was like, no jalapenos, spicy. He was like, yeah, but what? And he just wanted spicy as a topping. I've never heard of that topping before, have you? Spicy. Sorry, can I get some of that spicy, please? What's that? Do you know? So I don't think he actually came to I don't think they came to an understanding and he gave him some spicy on top of his pizza. But yeah, it is what it is. Lads, I remember used to be fucking deliver pizzas. And like this was before people were using Google Maps and all. Like I remember when I first started trying to use Google Maps, it was like pure gammy and like not bringing you to the right place. It was kind of before air codes. Fucking hell, I feel like I'm about 900. But you know what I always do that makes me feel 900? I always call Google Maps the sat nav. Every time I say it, I cringe. I'm like, why are you calling it a sat nav? It's Google fucking Maps. You fucking idiot. And I'm always like, oh yeah, well I put it into the sat nav and it says this, and then I'm like, it's not a fucking sat nav. And I'm like, oh, sat nav. Sorry, I always call it that. And then people in their 20s or something will be like, sat nav. The fuck is that? Like at the start of the Afro Man song when he's like, you walk past this fish market, right? And then you hear someone in the background going, fish market. That's what people are like when I say sat nav. I think they're like, sat nav, fish market. But yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know, this podcast is gammy, that's a stupid podcast. Why did you even bother? Oh, whatever. But come here. Do you know the way I was saying I want to build up my Instagram following? So I was in Dunn's yesterday and I said I'd go around and just do a few of my stories like I do on Snapchat, but I said I'd do them on Instagram this time. And I was thinking, like, while I was doing it, why do Instagram stories take so long to upload? Like, they're the longest ever. Like, I understand they need to process and shit like that, but why is Instagram so bad at it? And why, when you go in and record a video using the Snap or the Instagram fucking video button, does it get like all laggy and stuff like that, you know? And yeah, because when you're uploading an Instagram story, it's like uploading and there's no progress on it whatsoever. And then you click out of the app and you click in 10 minutes later and it's like, no, I didn't upload it because you didn't have the app open. And I'm like, bud, I'm trying to fucking walk around and pick up potatoes and stuff and you're meant to be in my pocket uploading that stupid content for me because that's what people like. And then I come back and they're like, nah, it just didn't feel right. I didn't do it. I fucking I told you to do it. Just do it. You know? Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, will you just do that for me? I started watching YouTube more when I'm going to sleep. And I put on the weirdest videos. Because like if you put on something that you're interested in, or even if you put on something like similar to what you're interested in, what'll happen then is the next video that'll come on might be something they're actually interested in. So then it'll look like you're already after watching it, and then if you ever come across it again, you're like, no, I must have seen that already because the line is right at the bottom of it, whatever. So I end up just putting on all this stupid stuff that YouTube suggests for me, and because of me watching the stupid stuff, then it will suggest it for me again, and then I'll watch it again. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing the whole time now, is putting on all these mad stupid videos. It'd be like, this man builds a hotel out of pallets. And then you're watching it and he's like, and he's just doing all the stuff in fast motion. And you're like, oh yeah, he's building a 4-star hotel out of just pallets that he got at the back of Harvey Norman or whatever. And I watched that shit, and I'm just looking at this fast motion man walking around, hitting the hammer a few times, and going because it's sped up. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I pissed on a bike every day for a year. You won't believe the results. And you're like, this is shit, but it's entertaining. Do you know what I mean? Come with us while we wash this car that's been parked for 850 years. And then they're there and the car is manky with the dirt and there's all stuff caked in everywhere. And you're like, yeah, this is some good quality TV. And, well, YouTube, like, do you know, it's just like, I don't know, it's just nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Just so I can, and sometimes I'll turn it on, I'll see what it's about, and I'll start watching it, and it might be just someone building something or making something, and they don't have any commentary on it. It's just like stupid fucking ambient background music, whatever. And then, as I said, you might hear the tools that they're using in a sped up kind of a way or whatever, but sometimes I'll turn it on then and I'll just be like, that's grand, no, that's on. And I'll just turn my eyes, I'll turn my head and close my eyes and just listen to it. And I go, you're like, why, this is not even fucking entertaining. Why am I And I'm not watching it either. I'm just listening to your man's tools and fast motion, you know what I mean? And then that video will end and you'll click in and go, I made a toasted sandwich out of an old bedside locker. And you're like, ooh, this sounds interesting. And then you just watch it and he's cutting up the bedside locker into bread shape. And that's the type of shit. And they're probably making a fortune then off people just watching stupid videos like that when they're falling asleep. Because, like, surely you wouldn't, like, watch that in your senses, like, when you're not scrolling or when you're not trying to go to sleep or whatever. Like, I don't think there's anyone who actually pays attention to videos like that. And then they're just racking up a shitload of views. And then the person is like, yeah, because I feel like money. They attracted to me. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Plaques on their walls and everything of their pallet hotel. I stood in dog shit. You won't believe what happened next. We're like, ooh, I'm invested. Sitting there with popcorn, ready to fall asleep. I fucking walked past a cat. You won't believe what happened next. Watch this man who fucking do you ever see your man in the Guinness Book of Records? He just held his hand up in the air for years. Just held his hand up in the air for years. And years and years and years. How do you even do that? Like, what about going through a door? I was just like, no. And you're just like, do you just fold the top of your body down? So that you're not... Like, imagine me trying to do this podcast with just my hand held up in the air for the whole hour. I'd just be like, I can't do this. I'm doing it now, though. Fucking, I'm getting good at it. I could nearly be in the Guinness Book. Or maybe not. Like, I could be... Like, if they made a shit... They should make a shit version of the Guinness Book of Records with, like, unimpressive records. Like, the Harp Book of Records or something. Or the Devil's Bit Book of Records. I want to make that. And then... Imagine if I just brought out my own record book and it was like, oh, this person pulled a handbrake in a micra in a field for 250 meters, or I don't know about measurement, but like, and it's like, oh man, I made it into the Harp Book of Records. I made it into the Dutch Gold Book of Records. Yeah, leave that with me now. And you never know. You could be in the Galahad Book of Records. You'd never know. Yeah, I might do that. What time is it? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, as I was saying a while ago anyway, this podcast is weird, isn't it? But like, will you tell all your friends about it? Like, will you just tell them, like, man, this podcast is very good. You should watch it or listen to it. It's fucking, your man is funny. Do you know, even if you're looking going, what's he on about? Just pretend. Even if you're stopping listening to it, you know what I mean? Just tell your friends and then they'll all be listening to it and then you'll be like, not listening to that shit. But like, a podcast is just like a shit version of a film, but with only one person in it, isn't it? Like, imagine the Titanic if it was just Jack. And then, like, you'd see Rose in the background and you think, oh, he's going to go over now and flirt with her and chance her, and her husband is a wanker, so he's going to get off with her and get steamed up in the back of that car and do and then put his hand on the glass and so that's what I feel like my podcast is like, is a shit version of a film with only one of the actors in it. And you're like waiting for something to happen, but then it doesn't happen because it's missing the other characters. Do you get me? But yeah. That's just what it is, like, really, know what I mean? But yeah, I need you to send in more of your stuff that I can talk about, because sometimes I go a little bit rogue and just talk about stupid things. But then again, people are texting me and going like, "Oh, that stupid thing you talked about was very good," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, should I talk about the time that I went to fucking Subway? Should I talk about the time that I went to Subway recently and I went inside and I was like, yeah, I'd like something," because I was after being in fucking Dundrum town centre. And I looked at the big thing on the wall, like a menu of all the shops. And it tells you like what shops are in here and what floor they're on. Well, it's meant to tell you what floor they're on, but I did not understand it. So there's a big picture of the shopping centre layout, like an aerial view, like a map kind of. And then there's like all the kind of coordinating things. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G over that way, and then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like going down along that way, and then it tells you like, oh, Nando's is in P, and then level P. It was telling me now. Why didn't you just say level 2 or floor 2 or whatever the fuck? No, it was like level P or whatever. So then I was looking around the place and I was thinking, which is this P? What's P? Do you know? And then I was seeing all the P's for the car park. And I was like, maybe it's this way. Maybe I am on level P. And I was like, but the levels say 1, 2, 3 and G and stuff like that. And then I was looking, I was like, why are they giving me fucking GPS coordinates to find fucking Nando's? And I don't even know if Nando's is still in there. Because I saw like that Abracadabra isn't there. And that's still on the shop menu. So I'm like, maybe Nando's isn't even here. So I wandered around fucking Dundrum for ages. And then on the way back down the road, I was like, no, fuck Dundrum. Or when I was there, I was like, no, fuck this, fuck Nando's, fuck the whole lot of them. And I pulled in at Subway. So I was like, right, I'll go in and get Subway because I haven't had that in a while. And it just kind of appealed to me, whatever. So I walked in. You couldn't order off a human. You had to order off a screen. I was like, oh, this is a different Subway experience to what I'm used to. I suppose it has been a while. But I clicked into the menu and the first thing that came up was a wrap. A wrap in Subway. I was like, all right, okay. We'll see what the story is here. We'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look. And so I was like, yeah, fuck it. You know what? I'm going to try a wrap at Subway. And I put in I got like the kind of equivalent to like an Italian BMT in a wrap. With a fucking spin salt west sauce and grated cheese, I think. Yeah, grated cheese I got in it, which is nice. I know Subway did start doing grated cheese a while back now, and that is probably not even that impressive, but I was impressed by it, all right. So I got a wrap, I got a cookie. Did you ever see it? What's it called? Raspberry shortcake or something like that, cookie, and a bottle of Pepsi or whatever the fuck. And it was like a tenner. That's good. And then I was like, hold on a second. You're you. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm me. I was like, what else have they got? This is a good deal. I don't like good deals. I like too much food. That's what I like. So I went in and I found these were they cheesy chipotle? I feel like they were cheesy chipotle bites or something like that. And then so I put them into my order, paid for it, waited for it. And then as I was going to collect it from the counter, I spotted, I was like, oh yeah, what about the fucking big share bag prawn cocktail, not share bag, grab bag prawn cocktail walkers. I was like, all right, yeah, get them as well. But like, yeah, I was fucking impressed by it. No, but what they do is they heat up the meat, or what they like to call it, the protein. That's what they call it in Sombrero as well. When you're getting Sombrero, I'm big into the burritos now, lads. I have a fucking club card joking on now for burritos. I think I've only 3 on the club card, and you need to get 9 before you get a free one. But that's the call it. Like, choose your fucking first thing. Do you want a bowl? Do you want a burrito? Do you want a taco? Do you want this or that? I'd be like, choose that first, and then it's like, choose your protein, boys. Just call it meat. It's just meat. Do you know what I mean? It's not fucking boiled eggs. Like, it's meat. So that's what they said on the. I'm 99% sure that's what it said on the Subway thing as well. Protein. So they heat up your protein, but they don't heat anything else up, which I thought was a bit weird. No, what they do in Sombrero, which I like, is you tell them at the start, I want a regular toasted burrito. So then they'll know not to put lettuce into it, because lettuce is weird when you put it into a heaty uppy thing. But I think they should do something similar in Subway, because I feel like if it was proper toasted, I don't think it gave me an option to do that it would have been way nicer. But it was nice. And the cookie, raspberry cookie, nice no. Yeah. But so that was then, and I got, as I said, I got the cheesy chipotle bites or whatever the fuck they were called, something like that anyway. And yeah, that was then. That was then, this is now, now look at me. But I got Supermax the other day, right? And I'm all I talk about is food. And then I complain about being fat. And then I complain about the fact that my gym membership came out this morning. So now that means I'm back in the gym for the last month and a half. And I've been there twice. I'm back in the gym a month and a half, and I've been there 2 times. 2 times. Why? Why am I even bothering paying for this when I just don't want to go? I don't want to do it. But I don't want to be. I just want to get fat, is all. I don't want to be fat. I want to eat all the food. I'm chasing the fucking dopamine hits of food all day fucking long. I don't want to look how I look. But I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to eat. I do want to eat healthy, but how do you do that? I just don't understand it. How do you just go, no, I want to have a fucking big double white lion bar. No, just want. Like, stop. I don't even want to be going into the shop to be tempted by that stuff, let alone to buy that stuff. But I still do it all the time. So, the other day, I got Supermax. I got a chicken breast sandwich meal. Can't go wrong with that. Beautiful. Very nice. And then I got a portion of burger sauce to dip my chips into, right? So, what I would do sometimes when I'm getting something like that, I'd get a little something on the side. Little sweetener, like, little something just to sweeten the deal a little bit. So I thought, what I love in Supermax, right, is a cheeseburger with no onions. And the reason that I'd get no onions and things sometimes is not because I don't like onions, but it's just like I feel like when there's onions in something, sometimes it's like a little bit of a minefield where you bite into it and it's nice and not overpowering or anything like that. I'm very weird with fucking textures and stuff like that as well, though. So, but then other times you might bite into it and you might just get like fucking a third of whatever onions are in the burger in one bite. So I was like, oh God, that's too much onion, So that what I like to do is just get like a plain cheeseburger with just cheese and burger sauce. And yeah, so I said I'd get one of those. And while I was in the queue, my brain was just, Kermit the Frog with his hood up was next to me saying, get 2 cheeseburgers. It was a fat GPT all over again. Get 2 cheeseburgers. I was like, what? And Kermit the Frog with his hood up was like, I said, get 2 fucking cheeseburgers, you fat wanker. I was like, all right, man. Jesus. So I ordered a chicken breast sandwich meal and 2 cheeseburgers with no onions and a Coke. Didn't even bother getting a Coke not, which I always drink. No, just a normal Coke. And I was sitting there eating it. And I was thinking to myself, why did you do this to yourself? You don't want this much food. And then, but I just love the variety of it, And then if I have it, and I'm after ordering it and paying for it and getting it, I'm like, should I have to eat it now? Sure, what am I going to do? Leave it there? And do you know what I can't do as well? Like, I can't go back to something later. Unless it's now, like, something that I'm after making, like, at home, like a pasta or a fucking stew or something like that. I can go back and get more of that now a couple of hours later, or I'd have stew the next day. What people always say about stew is, oh, it's nicer the next day, isn't it? Isn't it nicer the next day? And I'm guilty of it myself. I always say it myself. But I feel like it is. But with takeaways and stuff like that, I can't go back to it later or the next day. Like, the way people keep pizza for later or keep pizza for the following day. No, can't do it. Not wrong with it. I'm not judging you. But for me, no. If I'm not eating something that's just going in the yeet, it's getting thrown in the bin. So yeah, I just had my fucking thing and I had my 2 cheeseburgers and I ate the 2 cheeseburgers. No, I ate the chips first. Then I ate the 2 cheeseburgers. And then I was just looking at the fucking chicken breast sandwich and I was like, now I have to eat that. So what I did was I just started eating that. And then I started, like, once I had a few bites taken out of it, and there was a few, like, curvy, kind of pointy bits, whatever, just dipping them into the burger sauce and mucking into it. And I swear to God, lads, for about 3 hours afterwards, I was just there going, why did you do that to yourself? Why did you eat so much? You didn't need that much. You weren't even really hungry. You're just greedy. And I am. And so what? I fucking paid for it. I worked hard. You know what I mean? I work hard for the money. So hard for it, honey. So don't be judging me at all. I judge myself enough. So you don't have to. Yeah? You just enjoy your day. And don't worry about me. But what I do want you to do is follow me on all the socials. At Walshunit. At Walshunit41 on TikTok. But it's at Walshunit on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and X. X. Walshunit@gmail.com on the email. Spotify, YouTube, Walshunit, the Unit podcast, all of them good ones. What? Yeah, so will you do that, and will you send me things that I can read out, or voice notes that I can play out, and it can be anything. It can be anything at all. Be like, oh, I feel like he'd be able to chat about this, or he might have an opinion on this, or whatever the fuck. But yeah, just send me anything. Like even your man with his bollocks hanging out. That was good. That was a good little content. So yeah, if you could just comment on the video as well, and give me a 5-star rating if you're listening on Spotify, and subscribe to me if you're on YouTube, and comment and follow and do all the stuff. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there, I think. And have a good Easter, and make sure, I hope the Easter bunny, bollocks! I forgot to put up a fucking stupid status yesterday about, like, oh, make sure you leave out a carrot for the Easter bunny to come down your chimney. Because I did it like I always do it when it's like an occasion. I'll say, oh, I hope St. Stephen came down your chimney last night. But then again, I could do it today. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. Anyway, and by the time you see the episode, you might have already seen my stupid Easter post. So yeah, have a good Easter. Make sure you eat loads of chocolate, and make sure you do whatever the traditional Easter thing is. My traditional Easter thing is to just cook a dinner. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cook a dinner today. I'm actually probably going to put it on now and let it cook away. But yeah, so enjoy Easter, enjoy all the chocolate, have a nice dinner, and as always, everybody have a good.
The unit.